Go, 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 go. Yes. Good morning, everyone. Myself, B. Kashinath, working at Government Polytechnic Sangareddy as a senior lecturer in Electronics and Communication Engineering. Presently, I am going to teach the subject Electronic Measuring Instruments. It is in third year, fifth semesters, and the subject code is 18EC 504, and it comes under the elective, and it is the first elective, so the code is 18EC 504, elective A. And the curriculum of this one is SBTET, State Board of Technical Education, Telangana State, of C18 curriculum. That's why it is 18EC 504 EA. And the topic which I am going to discuss today is digital instruments, which is third chapter in electronic measuring instruments. And the subtopic which I am going to discuss today is successive approximation type digital voltmeters. So in the previous class we have learned about the what is meant by digital meters, classifications of digital meters, digital voltmeters, that is DVMs, and principle and working of ramp type digital voltmeter. So what is meant by digital voltmeter? It is a versatile and popular instrument which is used to measure the digital voltage that we are converting the real world analog voltage into digital voltage, which we are going to measure through this digital voltmeters. uh, and we are having different types of digital voltmeters according to their principle of working. They are classified into ramp type digital voltmeter, successive approximation type digital voltmeter, dual slope integrating type digital voltmeters, and integrating type digital voltmeters, and staircase ramp type digital voltmeters. So but in our syllabus uh, we are having only ramp types, DVMs, and successive approximation type DVM. And in the previous class we have discussed about the ramp type DVM. In that case, what we are doing, we are either testing the positive going ramp or negative going ramp, that is positive slope ramp or negative slope ramp. And in the class we have taken the example of negative slope ramp, that is as the time increases the ramp signal going to decrease, and whenever it coincides with the input voltage, we are comparing continuously this ramp voltage with the input voltage. Whenever both of them are coincides, we are starting a pulse. uh, uh, we are starting a pulse through a gate. Then the oscillator will starts counting the number of pulses, and when it has to stop, again we are comparing the ramp signal with the ground signal by the ground comparator. Whenever the ramp signal reaches the ground, that ground comparator will initiate the stop pulse. So between the start pulse and stop pulse, during that gating period, the oscillator will going to count the number of pulses that are counted by your decade counter and displayed on the 3.5 digit display. That will directly give the whatever the analog voltage that you are going to measure, that will be displayed by the 7 segment display, that is easy to read by the digital display. So that we have seen in yesterday class about the ramp type digital voltmeters. Today I am going to discuss about the uh, on this completion of this period you will be able to learn about the successive approximation type digital voltmeters. So today the topic is second type of measurement of the voltage measurement by digital voltmeter, that is its name is successive approximation type digital voltmeter. In simplest form we are calling it as SAR, successive approximation register, SAR type DVMs, successive approximation register type digital voltmeters. And we will going to discuss about its operating principle, working, block diagram, advantages and its disadvantages we will let's see in today's class. So before going to block diagram, so we are going to discuss about the operating principle, working and advantages and disadvantages. Before going to this successive approximation type digital voltmeter, what it exactly before going to block diagram and explanation, basic principle in successive approximation type, we will take one example. By using that example, how it will works. So we are successive, as the name indicates, successively approximating. We are approximating successively, means we are taking approximations successively, means one step at a time, one step at a time, and we are coming closer to the actual measurement at the final approximation stage. Means we are going to deal with the approximation one step ahead. Means we are approximating once successively means suppose I am having if you are taking one balancing condition, and you are putting uh, one weight of you are checking weight of any object, you are checking the weight of any object. Let us suppose take I am checking the weight of 100 kg, 100 kg. So I want to check the 100 kg weight. So what I will do, on a what you call it as balance, on balance, I am putting that 100 kg on one side of the balance, and I am putting uh, approximate weight on the other side of the balance. What I am doing is what I have to do is I have to successively approximate the weight. Successively approximate the weight means what I am doing, I am my uh, measurement is 100 kg, and I want to measure that 100 kg by successively approximating different values. So what I am doing is, first I am going to on the other side of the balance I am putting a weight of more than 100 kg, more than 100 kg. So what happens, that will be discarded, that will be discarded, because I am going to check the weight of 100 kg, but on other side I am putting the weight of more than 100 kg, then it will be discarded. Means as we are successively approximating, what we are going to do, whatever the gain, whatever the weight of greater than 100 kg, that we are discarding. Then what we are doing, again we are putting some 50 kg weight on other side. So I am going to measure the 100 kg, this side I am putting the 50 kg, so 50 kg will be accepted, 50 kg will be accepted. So next what I am doing, again I am adding one more weight, let us suppose 60 kg. So 50 plus 60, it is 110, again it is greater than 100, so 60 kg will be discarded. Means what we will infer from this, anything above the 50 kg will not be accepted, as already we will be accepting the 50 kg. So we have to check for the less weight. Again I am using 40 kg, 50 plus 40, 90 kg. So 90 is less than 100, so it will be accepted. Now my on the other side of the balance we will be having 50 kg and 40 kg. Now I am putting the 20 kg, so 50 plus 40 plus 20, again it is 110. So 20 kg will be discarded. Now I am going to use 5 kg. So 50 plus 40 plus 5, 95. So 100 is greater than 95. So 50, 45 will be accepted. Now again I am checking for 50, 95 plus I am adding one more 10 kg, etc. So it will be 105. So it will be discarded again. So what I will do, I will again put the 5 kg. So it will be 50 plus 40 plus 5 plus 5, then it will be 100. Our then the balance will be equal. So that is the exact principle of in this successive approximation type uh, digital voltmeter. So what we are doing, we are simply taking the weight of the object, and the object is placed on one side of the balance and approximate weight is placed on the other side. So what we are doing, the object the measurement or weight of the object which we are going to measure is placed on one side, and we are putting the approximate weight on the other side. So if the weight placed is more than the weight is more than the weight, if the weight we are placing is more than the weight, then that weight will be removed and smaller weight is placed. If this weight is smaller than the object, whatever the weight we are putting, it is smaller than the object, so another small weight is added to the present weight. If the total weight is higher than the object, again the added weight is removed and the smaller weight is added. Like that, successive procedures of adding and removing of different weights of the object, the finally we are going to have the exact measurement of the our input weight. So this is the same principle used in the successive approximation type digital voltmeters. So in this one we are having the main block here is the comparator. So you can take the screenshot or you can take the diagram of the successive approximation type DVM. You can draw this one, it's better to draw. You can draw this diagram. Sorry. Okay, so have you completed this diagram? So here what we are doing is, whatever the measured input value what you want to measure, that is given to the attenuator, and through the sample and hold circuit that is applied to a comparator circuit, and we are comparing the whatever the input voltage with the digital to analog converter output voltage. Digital to analog converter output voltage, whenever we are comparing these two, that is comparator compares the output of the D to A converter with the unknown input voltage, and accordingly the comparator provides the logic high or low. That is, V in is greater than V out, then it will produce 1. If V in is less than V out, it will produce low. That will be given to the successive approximation register, or we are calling it as control register, through the AND gate. And this control unit, that is successive approximation register, generates the sequence of the code, which is again applied to the D to A converter. DTA converter. So this DTA converter converts this digital code into equivalent analog data, analog signal. So and this procedures continues till the output of the digital to analog converter becomes equals to the unknown input voltage. Then this voltage is displayed on the digital display. So we will check. So here in the bottom of the diagram you are having start and stop multivibrator, uh, which will use it to give a start pulse, which is used to give the start pulse. So working. So have you already written the block diagram? So in that block diagram, so the purpose of this start and stop pulse is to trigger the start and stop multivibrator, so which will activates the ring counter, which sets the most significant bit, as it is mentioned in the black diagram also. Set MSB means it will set the most significant bit. So you are having total D7 to D0 8 bits, means the bits will be 1 7 zeros. So your control register as having the data of 1 7 zeros, 1 0 0 0 0, like 7 zeros. So that is the successive approximation control register is having the data of 1 7 zeros. That is, the 8-bit digital word is 1 7 zeros of the successive approximation register. Then it is converted into analog voltage, by the digital to analog converter. So that is given as V out. Now this V out is compared with your unknown input voltage V in. So again I am telling, so already you have drawn the block diagram. So the unknown input voltage is applied to the input attenuator and amplifier, which will set the input range and amplify that input range, and that is applied to the sample and hold circuit, and that unknown input voltage is given to the comparator. Then start and stop multivibrator will issue a start pulse, which will set the most significant bit in the ring counter. So it will sets the MSB of the control register to 1 and all zeros in other bits of the LSBs. So what happens to the control register? Or successive approximation register contains the value of 1 all zeros, 1 7 zeros. So this 1 7 zeros is given to digital to analog converter. Then it converts that 1 all zeros to analog corresponding analog voltage V out. So that V out is compared with your V input. Based on that V in and V out unknown input voltage and the analog input voltage coming from the D to A converter. So based on that, so if V in is greater than V out, if the unknown input voltage is greater than the output voltage coming from the digital to analog converter. What it comparator will do? Comparator output will be set to positive. So during the first clock pulse, what happens? The control circuit sets the D7 to 1. Otherwise, if Vin is less than Vout, in other case, so comparator has to compare either Vin is greater than Vout or Vin is less than Vout. So in the first case, if Vin is greater than Vout, the comparator output is positive. So during the first clock pulse, the control circuit sets D7 to 1. So most significant bit will be remain to 1. If suppose Vin is less than Vout, then what happens? The comparator output is negative. Then the control circuit reset D7 to 0. Means in the clock pulse only, if Vin is less than Vout, comparator output is negative. The control circuit reset D7 to 0 and it will move on to next bit. It will move on to D6 bit. So in the next clock pulse, D6 bit will be made to 1. Now the control word will be either 1 1 1 all zeros or 0 1 all zeros. That is again converted by the digital to analog converter. So again that 0 1 all zeros or 1 1 all zeros is converted by digital to analog converter. Again that is compared with the unknown input voltage. Again the decision is taken by the comparator, that is Vin is greater than Vout, comparator output is positive. So during the second clock pulse, the control circuit sets D6 to 1. Suppose if Vin is less than Vout, comparator output is negative and the control circuit reset D6 to 0. Like that, during total 8 clock pulses it will require. So complete measurements will be completed in 8 clock pulses starting from D7 to D0. So either each bit will be set or reset based on the comparison of Vin is greater than Vout or Vin is less than Vout. Based on that, corresponding bit will be set or reset and the measurements successively takes place and it will complete in totally 8 bits are there. So it will take 8 clock pulses to approximate your unknown input to the our whatever the output coming from the digital to analog converter, analog output voltage, that is V out. So that is the working principle of the successive approximation register, as I already given the example of taking the balance and you are checking 100 kg with the 110 kg. 110 kg will be discarded and then you are going for 50 kg, that will be accepted. Then you are going for another 60 kg, again it will 50 kg will be retained and you are adding 60 kg. So 110 kg, again 60 kg will be discarded and you are adding 40 kg, 50 plus 40 90, so it will be accepted. So again you are going for one more 20 kg, so again it is 110, so 20 kg will be discarded, 50 40 will be retained. So then you are adding 10 kg, 50 plus 40 plus 10, it will be 100. So 100. So successively you are approximating your voltage. Similar formula used in this successive approximation register. So the input voltage is applied through the input attenuator, amplifier and sample and hold circuit, and that is given to the comparator. And we are having the start and stop multivibrator, which will issue a start pulse that is applied to the ring counter, which will set the most significant bit D7 to 1 and remaining all bits to 0. That is, the control register will be having this successive approximation register. Control register is having 7 zeros that is converted into respective analog output voltage by the D2A converter. Then we are checking the condition of unknown input voltage with the Vout. If the comparator output is positive, then your D7 is 1. If suppose if that V in is less than V out, you have to reset the D7 bit and you have to go for the next clock cycle. In that clock cycle, you are checking the you are making D6 as 1, and we are means the digit D6 will be 1. Again we are converting that control word register into respective V out signal by the D to A converter. Again it is checked by the V input. Based on that, again comparator will generate D6 to 1 or 0. So it will continues up to D0, and we are perfectly approximating the input signal. So totally the measurement will takes place and it will be completed in 8 clock cycles. So by taking the example, now I am taking the real world example of how the successive approximation register type DVM works. I am taking a measurement of 5 volts, corresponds to maximum count of all ones, and my test voltage input, that is unknown input voltage, is 1 volt. The following steps will takes place. So I am going to check the 1 volt, and the maximum count of all ones will be equal to 5 volts. So the following steps will how we are checking the measurement through the successive approximation register. So my Vin is 1 volt. So first what I am doing, D7 is 1 and all the bits are zeros, D6 to D0 are zeros. So what happens, so when all are high, my voltage is 5. If only D7 is 1 and all bits are zeros, then that voltage will be equivalent to 2.5. So what I am going to measure, I want to measure 1 volt. So here the V out is 2.5, I am V in is 1 volt, so 1 is less than 2.5. So what I am doing, D7 will be reset. So I am in the next clock cycle, what I am doing, D7 is 0, D6 I am making it as 1, D6 I am making it as 1. So now again I am comparing the comparators. So again V in is 1, 0 1 all zeros, V out will be equal to 1.25. So 1 is less 1 is less than 1.25, again D6 will be reset. So in the next clock cycle, 0 0, D7 is reset, D6 is reset, and D5 will be set, and remaining bits will be all zeros. So that corresponds to 2.5 off is 1.25, 1.25 off is 0.625. Now 1 volt is greater than 0.625. So this D5 set will be retained. D5 set will be retained. So 0 0 1 will be retained, and next I am D4 will be set, and remaining all are zeros. Again 0.625 off will be added to the signal. Again V in is greater than V out, so D4 set will be retained and getting a value of 0.9375, 0.9375. So D4 is also set. So we are having 4 positions now, 0 0 1 1. Next I am putting D3 to 1 and remaining bit 0. Now I am again checking. Now in this case V in is less than V out. So what I am doing, D3 will be reset. D3 will be reset and the voltage will be 0.9375 only. So after the fifth step, 0 0 1 1, D3 will be reset, and I am setting the D2 will be set, then remaining 2 bits will be 0. Again I am checking for the condition of V in V out. Again V in is less than V out, so D2 will be reset. So and the voltage corresponds with 0.9375 only. So D2 is reset. So 0 0 1 1 0 0. So 6 cycles. After that our D1 will be set and D0 is 0. Now I am having V in is greater than V out. So D1 will be set, and I am having the value of 0.97725, and last step is D0 will be set to 1. So 00110011, so that will be the V in value. So that will be almost equal to 0.99785. So like this we are approximating the unknown input by the our control register bits, either setting or resetting based on the output voltage coming from the digital to analog converter voltage. So that is checked with your corresponding input voltage. Based on that we are taking the decision of whether setting the bit to high or low, and we are going to the next cycle. Totally it will take the 8 cycles to complete the operation, and we are successively approximating our D to A converter output voltage with your corresponding input voltage, and it will be seen in the diagram also in the next slide. So here you see so now the first cycle what we are doing, we are setting D71 remaining all zeros. So all high means 5 volts. So if you are taking only one bit high and remaining all zeros, it will be equal to half of the 5 volts. You can take any example. Suppose if you are having 1000, it is 8. If you are taking 0100, it will be 4, like that. Similarly, if you are having all the high bits, the maximum value is 5 volts. If you are taking only D71 remaining all zeros, it is equal to 2.5. But what we are going to measure, that is given by the dotted line. So the final reading, the dotted line is 1 volt. So 2.5 is greater than 1. So what we are doing, we are not accepting that 2.5. So D7 is reset. Next we are going for the D7 is 0, and we are going for D6 on. So 2.5 low off. So that is 1.25. So 1.25 is again greater than 1. So we are not accepting that one. So D7, D6 both are zeros, and next we are going for D5. So D5 means again 0, 0, 1 all zeros. So that corresponds to half of the 1.25, that is 0.625. So 0.625 is less than your 1 volts. So that will be accepted. That will be accepted. So next we are going for the, so this will be accepted means 001 will be retained, and next we are setting next bit to 1, 0011 all zeros. Then you will be having the value of 0.9375. So this is again less than 1, so it is also retained. So in one cycle 0, second cycle 0, third bit you will be setting 1, fourth bit you are setting 1. So after 4 cycles 0011. In the fifth cycle, so D7, D6, D5, D4, D3 you are making 1. So when you are making D3 1, again the output V out is greater than V in. So we are again, what you are doing, we are reset that bit. Next we are going for the next bit. So D7, D6, D5, D4, D3 will be reset. Again we are going for D2. Again the voltage is greater than 1. So we are resetting that one. Next we are going for D1. So D1 when we are making 1, so it is almost equal to 0.977, so which is less than 1. Again we are going for D0, which is again we are making 1, so it is almost equal to 1 volts, that is given by 0.99785. So by completing of 8 clock cycles, we are closely approximating to your input signal, and finally we will be having the control register output will be 00110011, that will be equal to your input voltage. And the purpose of this sample and hold circuit, and the purpose of the sample and hold circuit in the block diagram is to input voltages other than DC voltages. So if you are applying the input voltages other than DC voltages, the input level changes during this digitalization process, and decisions made during this conversions are not correct. So why we are putting the sample and hold circuit is, whenever we are applying the voltages other than the DC voltages during the digitalization, and decision made during conversions are not consistent. For avoiding this conversion error, we are applying the sample and hold circuit in the input stage. So what it will do, sample and hold, as it is sample and hold. In sample mode, the switch is closed and the capacitor will charges to the input voltage. So other than input DC voltage, what we will do in the sample mode, the switch will be closed and the capacitor will be charges to the input voltage, and in the hold mode, the switch will be open, the capacitor will hold that voltage. That is the advantage of the sample and hold circuit. So to avoid the this error, we are going for sample and hold circuit. In that one, sample mode, the switch will be closed, capacitor charges to the input voltage, and when the switch is opened, that is in the hold mode, the capacitor holds the corresponding voltage of the input voltage. So it is placed directly following that, and it is where it is placed, it is directly placed after following the input attenuator and amplifier stage. So the main advantages of this SAR type DVMs is, uh, this method is high speed measurement. It is very high speed measurement. So it takes n clock cycles to produce n bit results. That is, if suppose you are having 4 bit DVM, it takes 4 clock pulses to complete the operation. If you are going for 8 bit DVM, it takes 8 clock pulses to complete the operation, and it is having this voltmeter is capable of producing 1000 readings per second. So it is capable of producing 1000 readings per second. That is the main advantage of the this successive approximation type register. So and the main disadvantage of this one is, the control circuit which we are placing is more complex in design, and it is somewhat costlier than the ramp type digital voltmeter. But in this case, the noise will not be superimposed on the circuit as in the case of ramp type digital voltmeter. In that one, distortion will be more, but in this case the distortion will be less. But the control circuit is more complex in design and it is costlier. So summary, we have discussed about the operating principle, block diagram, working, and advantages and disadvantages. So what are the advantages? So it takes thousands measurements in a 1 seconds, and it takes n clock cycles to complete n bit measurements. That is, if you are having 4 bits, it will take 4 clock cycles. If you are measuring for 8 bits, it will take 8 clock pulses to get the final approximation results, and it can allow 1000 readings per second. And main disadvantage is, the circuit is complex and costlier, but the main advantage is noise will be less, as in the case of ramp type, the noise whatever the noise will be superimposed on the signal, but in this case that will not be happen in case of successive approximation type register. So frequently asked question is, explain the working of successive approximation type digital voltmeter with neat block diagram. Thank you everyone for